Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining a Galleon SC2 cast brought to you by Esports Canada. Esports Canada is a non-profit organization that is absolutely focused on growing esports, not only in Canada, but hopefully around the world. And I'd like to join you in what will be hopefully an epic game. We have two very high-quality players. We've got foreigners from outside the Korean scene in the name of Dimaga. Certainly you've heard of him. He is playing Zerg, as he always does, our red Zerg player. As well, we do have Beastyqt. You gotta love that name. He is a top player, really, in the foreign scene. You may not have heard of his results in tournaments, but absolutely ranking high in the Grandmasters, giving those players a good run for their money. Let's just run through this game. We've got our red Zerg in the north and our blue Terran in the east. This is a close air position spawn. Dimaga's Overlord is actually floating right into the base. Fairly straightforward openings, although we do see an 11 supply depot and 11 racks out of Beastyqt. Dimaga, I'm going to assume, is going to be going for that hatchery first. Everyone feels it is the best way to handle this, and don't know if you're seeing this right now, but you may notice that is a second hidden racks, and just based on that positioning, I've got to assume that that's going to be floated down to the low ground. Now, the real question is, was that seen by the Overlord? Of course it was not. Dimaga did not see that. As he scouted, the timing was done well. So we're going to have a classic Terran vs. Zerg encounter here. We are going to have the two racks versus the hatch first. This can be game ending or have absolutely no impact. But we're going to see. When this floats down, it's going to be a really fast rally position for the Marines on that second hidden barracks. Is Dimaga going to be ready? Is he still going to throw down that crawler that he needs to immediately to hold the two racks? Or again, if it's a one barracks play, you just don't need that crawler quite so fast. We'll see. That drone seems to be floating out front. He's looking for that bunker. You see a lot of Terrans throw down a bunker immediately. And let's see what's going on. We've got that first Marine. We've got, looks like 3 SCVs in total coming out. The first SCV taking a little bit of damage, getting the scouting information. That Overlord in a nice position, way out front and easily savable on that high ground. And here we go. Bunker is going down. Look at all those drones pulls. He did not take this lightly. A ton of drones, but look at that nice positioning. That Marine is completely blocked by 2 SCVs. The first SCV is being worked out. We need a drone on the SCV making the barracks. SCVs are running away. They're so far out trying to keep these Marines away from that bunker. I'm suspecting that the bunker is going to finish. Is he going to see the barracks? Is he going to see the barracks? He's got to know. But now he knows it's a close position. Look at that micro. Killing off so many Marines. Oh my goodness. Drones are beasts. But we have that first completed bunker. It's actually going to make those drones it's going to make it very hard for those drones to try to get back into the base. Lings are out. There's a decent number of Lings. The second bunker has started. How is Dimaga going to handle this? Drones and SCVs just focusing the first bunker that was completed. Marines trying to get in the third Marine in the bunker. He's losing a decent number of drones. Almost all these drones being picked off. And the bunker gets salvaged. Nice micro, very nice micro by Beasty. But all those Marines dying. Again, the real question is, though, was this enough damage? And if we take a quick look at the units tab, we see that Dimaga is all the way down to 7 drones, and he has 13 useless Zerglings. This attack has done almost everything that needed to be done. Terran has double the worker count, plus an orbital, which is worth basically like another 4 SCVs. He only has 3 Marines, but it doesn't matter. He has a wall, and only 1 Marine will hold off Zergling pressure. And frankly, 13 wasted Zerglings at this moment. I mean, they were needed to hold off the rush, yes, but that is literally 6 drones that could have been and are not. So Dimaga trying to recover. He's got great Overlord position. You see one Overlord floating in that nice little island in the middle, and you've got another Overlord in the high ground in the back of the base. Dimaga just sitting out right on this watchtower. Got to make sure there isn't another attack. It's very difficult to be active with these Lings. They are slow Lings, and it can easily be picked off. Certainly can't make a push into the front. We'll see how Terran moves on from this. Terran's command center is almost complete. Dimaga being supply blocked temporarily when Well, let's take a look here. Hold on. We've got a little bit of a Marine push out. Going to try to take that tower. It's just 7 Marines, but well microed. This could be enough to kill those slow lings. Absolutely. Let's see how it goes. Decent surround, but obviously these Marines, are not going to come out on top. And crushed. Well, and there you go. So, actually, that play makes a huge difference. What just happened is that those absolutely useless lings who were doing nothing, sitting in the middle of the map, just paid for themselves, or at least to a degree. Now, the worker counts, Dimaga's been pumping drones as he should have been, and the worker counts, Dimaga is just about there. He's got about 27 to 24 plus the orbital, so the economies are starting to get even. He does have his 2 queens, very important to keep his production up. We can see in the Terran base, looks like some add-ons being added, and we've got Tech Lab researching STEM, and another Tech Lab finishing, so 4 barracks and 2 add-ons. He actually, if you're looking at this, Beastyqt is actually using his command center to get vision of the hidden overlord. That is so cute. More commonly you use a barracks, but if you've got that command center and you're floating it down, why not? A little bit of chatter between the players. Dimaga taking that far third, taking a quick third, not choosing a macro hatch. We'll see how this goes. Looks like a little bit of a Zergling scout, checking to see if anything at the gold. These Marines are obviously going to take back that tower. Speed still not completed. In fact, it looks like speed is only just being started. And I mean, stim and combat shields are going to finish at roughly the same time. It's going to create quite a strong timing when you consider that speed is not even completed. Marines are moving in, picking off some nice creep tumors. We don't see any tech from Dimaga at this point. Literally 0 tech and only speed just finishing. Now, you don't need a whole lot of tech to just deal with Marauders and Marines, but at the same time, you do need stuff, and we'll see how this game plays out. I'm fully expecting a nice bit of a pressure attack as these upgrades finish for Terran, but actually, he's sitting back in his base as these upgrades finish. He went in, cleared out those tumors, made Zerg forced to make some units, and then retreated. Concussive shells being started, an interesting choice. Dimaga working down those gold rocks. Going to be able to take up a nice fast 4th, not going for the safety of that sort of protected hidden base, but here comes the timing, a little late, perhaps, well, let's see, that's a lot of slow Zerglings. Metabolic Boost is just going to finish, actually, so this could be the counter timing, really putting Terran at a disadvantage attacking at this exact moment. Mass Link spawn and a decent surround from everywhere. I think Zerg's got this. Let's see if I'm proven wrong. Absolutely crushing. Maybe he's going to lose the queens. No, not at all. The queen's coming in for backup. As long as he doesn't lose any of these queens, he will be in fantastic position because those Zerglings, while not free, are effectively free, and he has just crushed a Terran army, despite BC trying to get a good position, trying to limit the area that Zerglings could hit. No, Zerglings were everywhere. Wow, a real counter timing. He had this amazing timing about 20-30 seconds beforehand where he could have gone in with stim and combat shields and no speed. So, Dimaga perhaps getting a little lucky, perhaps doing everything he needs to win. Factory tech finally coming here for our Terran. Double factories being put down. Spire and Baneling speeds are happening right now. And if we take a quick look at the units, the economies, I mean, Terran only on the 2 base, Zerg on the 3, but that's to be expected. The worker counts roughly equal. Absolutely, these economies are fairly even. We do have 4 queens for our Zerg, and Zerg breaking down the rocks so that he'll have access to that very safe nestled base up in the far north. Popping out some Banelings. I'm not sure I like the Banelings being made right this minute, although he might be suspecting a bit of a push out, so perhaps just being a little bit psyched out there as the Terran was moving out only to just kill these gold rocks. And in fact, Terran actually has a single Marine. There's one Marine from BC just sitting there guarding that gold, wanting to know when Zerg takes that gold, because that creates a real attack timing, of course, as well. Terran starting up siege mode, starting up his double factory tanks. Now that Marine from the gold is stimmed and he's checking out the other bases. He does see the 3rd. Doesn't get a great sense of the drone saturation, but does see that it's there, sees that there isn't a 4th. Of course, Terran doesn't know what's going on in that nestled north. Starport tech finally coming. Some turrets being added. Pretty good timing because 7 mutas are on the way, and that's going to be some strong harass potential, but turret timing very, very nice. So we'll see how this works out. There's obviously Marines out on the field with 28 Marines plus some well-placed turrets, going to be able to deny the harass. You can see this gold, and look at Terran doing what Terran does, which is just save up mules and drop them on the gold. Huge income boost. Income tab, frankly, Terran. Well, Terran at about 3k minerals a second. Zerg doing rather well at 2k, but we'll see how this game moves forward. Terran now with a pretty solid third on the gold, and that's a really scary position for any Zerg because Terran doesn't really need all that many bases compared to Zerg. It's just the reality of the economics of StarCraft. Nice canceling a building. Just trying to harass this gold, do what he can, pull units out of position. Make an opening somewhere else. If he can kill a refinery, that's great. The strong units from Terran, I mean aside from Marines, which might be the best units in the game, do require gas. All those other units. Zerg's actually building up a nice little Zergling Baneling army in the middle here. He's spreading his creep getting out to about the middle of the map. Decent creep spread. Terran is actually doing an interesting push at the moment. He's moving his tanks around the far side of the vision of that watchtower, and what this means is that all of his bases are completely exposed. We're going to see how Zerg handles this, because if you don't catch this and you let the Terran be sieged up into an ideal perfect position, which may be happening, that's the real death of you. That means allows Terran to be so cost effective. But here we go, huge push, Zerglings crushing, Banelings crushing tanks. Mutalisks are not going to be able to clean this up, but all of the tanks are dead, and that's vital, or at least only one tank down. So this push has lost so much of its potency, but there's still those Marines, no medvacs to heal them after the stim. One medvac being picked off in the middle here. Is Terran going to be able to kill his hatchery? And I suspect that he may be able to, unless those Zerglings run right in, and he's not. Free tank! Didn't even get a shot off on the Zerglings, but still this hatchery is easily going to go down. If he focuses it, tries to get a little better position on the Marines to limit the surface area, highly effective, still gets the hatchery, but again, those Marines just being crushed. I don't know, was the trade worth it? That was a significant Terran army for a base that's being replaced by a gold base. I don't know. Now we've got the Zerglings moving forward, trying to get in here. A little bit of a wall, and his building's trying to be floated out, but we've got tanks and Marines, and I think they're going to hold easily. We gotta get those Marines out there. Bailey just being destroyed. Oh, it's so painful as a Zergling player to just watch hundreds and hundreds of gas evaporate into tank fire. But you've gotta hope. And Dimaga leaves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can understand the feeling. He went in for that all-in. He knew he was behind. He'd lost that expansion. We've got 3 base Terran with a gold and a second command center out, or an extra command center out. It's so difficult. He's lost all of his mutas. He's lost all of his army. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a fun game. Glad you got a chance to view it. I want to say again that I am Galleon SC2 here, brought by Esports Canada, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, because StarCraft is all about you. It's not about me. It's not even really about the players. It is about the people who watch. You guys make it happen. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, and goodbye.